as long as that fire burns, I'm going to want to do something about it. And I think this is my best shot right here to do something for our area and for our district at the state level.
You mentioned the need to fund education properly. With the budget situation, how do you do that? How do you fund it properly when they're talking about billions of dollars in debt?
Sure. There's several things. We just, like I said, we have not been good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. And that's one thing that we have to do. There is fraud and waste across the board, and we need to elect a good governor and lieutenant governor who has as their priority to clean up some of that mess. And some of those departments within the state of Illinois who maybe aren't doing the cleanest job at this point with their funds need to be brought in and held to their task. And there's a lot of money there that could be freed up that's just thrown away to fraud and waste. Again, we need to grow our jobs. We need to be business friendly in this state. We don't need to create extra revenue by raising tax rates. We need to get more people with good paying jobs living here and calling Illinois home. That's what will take that revenue up and allow us to do things like that. We need to fund education, because if we're going to create these jobs, we need to have a farm team. And we need to have a set of educated and skilled young people to enter the job market to fill the jobs that the entrepreneurs and business people are creating.
What would be some of the departments that you would target? What are some of the areas that you see as potential areas?
We're going to be looking at that throughout the whole thing, and throughout this whole campaign. And I'm not going to pinpoint and point fingers at any one particular at this point. But you will be informed of that as throughout this campaign as we find those things and bring them to light.
One of the biggest issues is pensions. What would be your plan? You've obviously run, you know the situation there. How do you resolve the pension situation in Illinois?
Yeah, the pension is something that in the news right now that they may be bringing up for a vote to change the pension plan. And I guess I, in some ways, reserve comment on until I see what they're going to be voting on and how they're going to be fixing it. But certainly we've not done our job in funding the pension, and we've funded other programs along the way instead of funding the pension, and that's just got us deeper and deeper into trouble. As some people's explanation on the way to get out of it is to sell bonds, borrow more money, but if you've looked at our bond rating recently, you realize that we've been downgraded so many times that it costs Illinois more and more to initiate and float those bonds, to borrow money. So it's not a good practice to keep. We do need to attack the pension issue, and it needs to be attacked on all levels. Everything needs to be looked at. We may need to extend the age limit. We may need to ask just a little bit more for the pension, the people who are going to be getting the pension to pay into the system. We may need to certainly do something with the COLA issue, and it's all subject to what's legal for the state to do and what the courts will uphold for them to do. But we do need to get it under control, or we're in for a disaster.
Being from here, being a former business owner, how do you think that better prepares you for this new position?
Well, again, I have created jobs. I've started a business. I grew the business from one little corner store to five stores and over 30 employees. So I know what it takes, and I know the difficulties that employers face. And it's even more so now in the state of Illinois. That's why I want to be top-notch at constituent service, because to navigate through this web that we've created in the state of Illinois to sometimes get permits or certifications for businesses or pass inspections, they need an advocate at the state level. So I want to provide that good constituent service, to provide that for businesses and for the citizens of this district.
What makes you a better candidate now than a year ago? You've done this. You've been through all these counties already. You're going through again. What did you learn from that first run that you can apply this time?
Well, but one thing I definitely learned was, and it was information given to me and shared with me. They said, Randy, there's one person when you talk to that you can trust when they say if they're going to vote for you or not, and that's the person who says they're not going to vote for you. You can trust that person. So that's one thing you learn. We're going to go out and run hard. And I think one thing that I'm really looking forward to here is the Senate district was such a large district. It was all or parts of 11 counties. This is 4 counties. I will give my entire effort, the same effort, if not more so, that I gave to the Senate run to the 4 counties in the 94th district. Yeah, there are so many things, and we're starting ahead of the game that we were 2 years ago, because there are so many good friends that I have. You see them here today, but you'll also see them in Monmouth and Warren County, in Oquawka, in Henderson County, and in Carthage, and all the towns through Hancock County. We've got a good crew already, ready to come to work and volunteer, and we will just continue to develop that through the March primary and then through the November general election to try to maintain this seat.